Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host, Matrix Lloyd 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hello, Wall.
What's up, Philip Archer?
Hello.
What's up, Beefhead?
Hello. It's Saturday.
What's up, Matt Rose?
Good morning.
What's up, Connor?
Shalom.
Jackie.
Shalom.
So, now this episode, Orphan 55.
Yeah.
We had one clip. It was some type of alien on the TARDIS floor maintenance
Well, we have
season.
two clips if you count the next time trailer.
Oh, yes. Okay. What do you think of it, Connor? You think this is going to be a filler? You think it's going to be...
It's an obvious filler. It looks like Smile.
Right.
I liked Smile, so hopefully this is as good as Smile.
Right.
Um,
and a cliffhanger, which is shocking according to BBC America.
Yeah, it's shocking.
Yeah,
we all know what that translates to mean.
You know, they have to sell their shit, don't they? So I guess
I know.
you could say that the end of like fucking I don't know what was shocking.
It takes you away.
It just wasn't. Yeah, like it takes you like
frog level never die.
And it wasn't. It was just shit. So, it's kind of...
Now, Ed Heim does this episode. He did...
It Takes You Away.
Right. There you go. Right.
No, it was, to be honest, credit to Ed Heim. He created some very good-looking monsters. So I'm optimistic about this 6'7".
It was going in the right direction at one point, and then it went in completely the other direction in the end. Which,
well, yeah,
does he know how to end the story though? That's,
It was an interesting premise with a weird end that shouldn't have happened.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we got Nick. What is it? Nick Tesla's Night of Terror. That's a weird title. Night of Terrors. What is that with the Scorpions?
Nikola Tesla's Night of Terrors. I think that looks good.
That looks good.
It's a play on like them Ripley books.
Okay.
The illusion sort of. I think it's a play on that, like because there is an actual connection between them Ripley books and Niagara Falls.
Right.
Between Niagara Falls and Nikola Tesla.
But also, it plays into the sort of the stories that surround Edison and Tesla as well.
Right.
Which is quite good. It takes something that is, it's not necessarily the Mandela effect, but it takes a lot of those pulp culture stories and does something with it different, which you would hope Doctor Who would do.
Is this going to be their Rosa Parks episode, I wonder?
No, because Tesla's a white guy.
They gotta bash white men anyway. So
hey, look, you and your privilege can be quiet.
It's an interesting time period.
With goatees, they're the ones like me and Ben. We're the privileged ones.
Jesus, well, I mean, Jesus Christ isn't actually in here, but it's an interesting time period, to be honest. Too. I think that Tesla and Edison is something that Doctor Who should have done a long time ago.
Right.
And I certainly think from the UK perspective, Nikola Tesla isn't as... Edison is well known in the States. Nikola Tesla isn't as well known in the UK, I would say. And his story is an interesting one. So, like Connor says, it's one I'm surprised they've never really touched on up until now.
Okay. And then we got this Jadoon episode, which is probably Yaz's big moment.
Because, why do you say that?
Well,
why?
Chibnall has promised us a Yaz story arc, and episode 1 and 2.
We don't really want to. Why would we want a Yaz? I don't really want a Yaz.
Because Yaz really didn't get anything.
So what?
The story arc I want to see from Yaz is
how many episodes are you going to do about that's going to have the main focus is Graham and Ryan? Like, she's just there.
You can't.
That's what he's holding up air. That's all.
You got to have some substance to her character.
That's all that Yaz.
You got to add to her character. Her character is just as important as the other ones. You got to show
Well, then basically she doesn't work. Even what they tried with her, it doesn't work.
She brings something to the table. You got to have something with her. She's got to have some use. Her police activities is probably going to connect her with the Jejune. Because the Jejune are the police force. So
they didn't even develop that correctly.
Well,
I mean, the most
I tell you what I'd like to hear is where Ben stands on Graham, Yaz's, and Ryan's character development so far, because I may have spoken to Ben perhaps once before, but I'd like to hear what Ben's take on it is, and then what we can do is we can see how all the rest of us feel. Ben, go for it. Shine.
I think Graham's best of the three companions.
How do you no? But what my take is it, and this is what I wanted to break what Joe was saying, and perhaps what Phil and my good friend the blind dyslexic was saying. There is you've got three characters. Yeah, you've got Yaz, Graham, and Ryan. They're traveling with the Doctor, and every companion so far has their experience or what they do, how they are, is changed by proxy of their journeys with the Doctor. How do you feel that they've changed? Because the thing is, like I say, they have said we're going to put more focus on Yaz, but how are actually all of them changed? Because the only thing that I'm feeling at the moment, despite the interpersonal relationship between Graham and Ryan, how they are, nothing's really changing them because of their interaction with the Doctor. They're between them, it's great, but the Doctor actually hasn't had an influence on them.
Well, I disagree with that, with them, because I feel that the Doctor's influence, he lost Grace, Graham, and being with the Doctor has given his life purpose. And here he is, a cancer survivor, right? And Grace was his nurse, and then he recovered from cancer. He beat cancer. He had Grace in his life. He was trying to win over Ryan as his grandson, and because of the Doctor, he's closer with his grandson now. They have a unique bond. He has a purpose where it's not just him going talking to the bus driver.
Yeah, but that's just the process of him being with Ryan. It's not a case of the Doctor's actually direct, or what has he learned from the adventures that they've had, and that I'd be interested to hear what
Ben.
What Ben's take on that is. What have they learned?
Ryan is kind of doing more things, being okay with himself, and not just fumbling around all the time. And Graham seems to just be having fun doing whatever he gets to do. And later, he starts.
So I don't know. That's it. I want to get someone whose opinion is different from my own, because when I look at it, I just think, well, what have they learned? What lessons have they taken away from what they've done, the experiences that they've been through? And I don't see much at the moment.
Matt, what about you? O'Connor.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Matt.
Well, I felt that journey has changed quite a bit for, as already stated, for Ryan and Graham. They seem more closer together than before. The death of Grace has definitely affected him, but Graham and, of course, Ryan. To me, I felt so far in this series, Ryan's accepted his condition for what it is. He's gone out doing basketball, which he never did last season, which is quite nice that he's out there, doing sports and everything. They're all getting
over the edge. That's probably why.
Yeah, they're all getting more closer and more friendly with each other. I mean,
yeah, but Yaz is just there.
But Matt, what have they learned and taken onto it that would not have occurred had the Doctor not been in the situation?
I think they would have just gotten on with their lives if the Doctor wasn't involved. The only big difference.
So to be honest with you, they probably would have got to the same point.
Yes, probably
They've not.
just.
So they've not. They've not learned anything from this. And
No,
and
I mean, the only things they seem to have changed is that there are fun adventures. That's all that's different. It just doesn't seem to phase some like previous companions that get affected more.
What about you, Philip?
The only thing that we've learned anyway, even if they're in such dire straits within an adventure, the Doctor's there. The Doctor's got their back, because look what she did with the plane thing. She already set out the point where they can escape from that plane crash sort of thing.
no, that's not. That's a curse of the fatal death. It's like, oh, how come you're here? Oh, right at the end of the episode. Oh, I better go back and fix this.
Right.
To be honest, the only other issue that I'm having so far, which is, like I said, we're only 2 episodes in, so I can only go by where we are now. And this isn't anything as a slight on Jodie as a woman being the Doctor. I'm not saying anything like that. It's just as a whole, which is that the Doctor is not really gaining anything with the companions, like learning anything, changing anything to do with the Doctor, and nor is the companions getting anything with it. It's disposable. Now, with regards to previous Doctors, you could say, do you know what? Yeah, when Tennant travelled with Donna, he learned something. When Capaldi's Doctor travelled with Clara, he learned something and changed something about herself. When Donna travelled with Eccleston's Doctor and Thing's Doctor, something in her changed.
Well, with Graham, he was willing to kill Tim Shaw until he changed it. Like, he changed his whole belief of not killing Tim Shaw because Tim Shaw was responsible for Grace's death in the finale. So he did change.
That was down
change.
He didn't change. That was the Doctor saying.
The Doctor kind of changed him, though.
No, because he's still.
Kick him out.
I mean, he's still going to harbour some.
But he would have killed him had, like, the Doctor not had some type of influence over Graham.
Yeah.
So she did change him as a person, and she did change
him. She just told him off. No,
but he could choose to kill him or not, and he was gonna kill him, but then he chose not to kill him because he felt maybe I need to set an example for my grandson.
No. I'll tell you what. No, fair's fair. I will give you that. I will give you that. But even then, at this point in time, it just feels superficial.
Right.
All this seems is to just be, there isn't anything. It's lacking.
Well, Ryan looks like he's trying to overcome his disability, like where he just threw the bike over the cliff. Now he keeps trying to overcome his disability. He's with friends. He's interacting. He's playing basketball. He's doing these things. He is trying to overcome. So you can see a difference between Ryan. You can see a difference between Graham, because Graham was at the hospital, checking his cancer levels, whatever, and he's like, I'm doing a lot of traveling. Where his idea of traveling was going buy bagels and hanging out with the bus guys, which wasn't really much of a life other than being with Grace. But he's looking to travel wherever the Doctor goes. He's enthusiastic, like it's a whole new life for him. So you can see his face. But Manda Gill's Yaz, she hasn't changed at all, because she didn't want to be a cop either. She wasn't that great at it. And now they changed and made it like she was the best there is. No, she wasn't. She wasn't that great. She didn't know what she wanted to do with her life.
They're rewarding her.
Right, and she still don't know what to do with her life. They had the demons of the Punjab. That didn't change anything.
And she's on some kind of probate.
I'm confused. Do you guys like the 13th Doctor and Chris Chibnall, or not like the Chris Chibnall? Sorry. You guys have done a 180. You're just confusing me.
I just want to look. He says that we're going to have a story arc with Yaz. Where is the story arc with Yaz? Because of pressure, where the fans said you really didn't do much with Yaz last year, so he promised this whole big thing with her. I haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, well, that's it. I just think it's There's anything of substance. It's a bit superficial.
Right.
That's the thing that I found. To be honest with you, it's where you said the Tim Shaw thing. I will give you due to. Yeah, there is that. To be honest with you, but
we need to have an episode where the doctor explains himself.
But as much no, I don't even think you need to have one where the doctor explains themselves, because it should be the way that they conduct themselves does that to instill that confidence from the companion.
Well, they even said to her, like, we don't know nothing about you. Like, they didn't even ask. They just jumped to one where other companions would ask questions. They're just not asking questions.
Yeah, they're pretty much just accepting her as is because she's a woman.
Right. They think it's a joke that she keeps saying she was a man, and meanwhile she was a man. And they all thought it was a joke. They all thought that.
Seriously, Joe. I mean, how can it take 2 series before they finally question?
Right. It's not really a fam. It's just, acquaintances with you. Like he tries to make it like their family. If their family, they know everything about it.
It's just like, hey, let's get in the RV and we'll go somewhere and have some crazy adventure. It's basically the Partridge Family without
the instruments.
Well, they still need to. It needs to be some. I hope now at least we'll have some interaction.
Because Joe, the things that
consequence.
The things that bothered me the most is them lot just thought she kept kidding. I mean, in this episode, Graham even stated, "Oh, I thought she was kidding. She used to be."
Right, they all did.
Yeah, they all thought it was some kind of joke that she used to be a man. They didn't know she was an alien until this master popped up.
Well, they knew she was kind of an alien. I mean,
sort of, but they just didn't know who she was, where she's from. And Graham kept bothering me. Said, each time he asked where the doctor had come from, she kept deflecting the questions and answers.
Right.
Like she didn't want to tell him where she's from and who she is.
Yeah.
Which is very not like the doctor to not say, "Oh, I'm from Gallifrey, I'm from this."
Well, that's
and that.
if you really pay attention to that, it's probably the last words of the 12th Doctor saying, basically not to make anybody get close, not tell your name, not really say that much about you. Like when he's talking to himself, like her coming in, like, so that's just her, just not trying to reveal
something
herself.
From children and everything like that. Yeah,
right. She's just not revealing herself. Period. She's close, but she's not getting where they know too much that might hurt them.
They're there. The doctor's there to open the door. It's the companion's job to ask questions.
Right. Which Clara asked plenty of questions when she read the book with his name.
Well, the idea of the companion is your identifiable character as the viewer, because what's going on? What is this? And the doctor is there to be giving you the answer.
Now I do hope they have something with the Master and Yaz, because he did mention her. Like, stick with me, Yaz. I'm in control.
If she goes off with him.
I mean, I do want to see, because I really feel of all the 3 characters, she is the most, like, empty, dull. There's nothing with her. She's just there. The only thing she had the most to do was in Resolution, when she was trying to act like a cop. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to survey this. We're going to do this, whatever. But other than that, there's nothing she's done.
Well, I think it's character arcs. I mean, it's the case of what is, Graham's thing was resolving things with his grandson. Ryan's thing was dealing with the death of his grandmother, and then resolving his family issues, which has all been done.
Right.
So it's a case of
there.
It's finding the best point at which you can break up the band. Ironically, the plane crash would have been a great time to do it.
Now, we had 2 moments already where Graham was against the Doctor, and even Ryan was against the Doctor, where Ryan was going to do his own thing in the Ghost Monument. If you remember, he ran off. I like to play Call of Duty. I know whatever. Almost got killed. But we've never had a moment with Yaz yet where anything has been in question with the Doctor.
Why do we need to, though?
Because look, here's the thing.
She's supposed to be the Doctor's BFF.
They need to flesh out the characters, right?
Yeah, they haven't done that with Yaz.
When Chibnall does his stuff, he makes it like Yaz and the Doctor are closer than Graham and Ryan. Well, why is that? Why don't you explain? Why don't you go into detail? Why do you have, like, you throw stuff in your script like the master's talking to Yaz like she's the leader of the group? And when everything happened on the plane, who was really leading? Ryan and Graham. She was just there. So, like, what is this thing that he has in his head as a writer that she's the head, but she ain't doing anything? She just, it's literally, she's not doing anything.
Maybe that's the
Not
problem.
doing anything.
Maybe that's the problem with having too many companions in the group. Then
that is the problem with having that many companions.
Yeah,
I mean,
that is the problem with having that's why in Kinder you had Nissa go off and have a very long sleep. That's the thing. This will be the point where you need to hone it down, and there will need to be more focus on it. They tried to do it with Demons of the Punjab. It did sort of fall apart, to be honest with you, because it wasn't. I don't know. It just didn't work, or it was edited badly or whatever. But there needs to be a case of it. And the thing is, and this is why I go back to my idea of teachable lessons, because the biggest thing for me has always been the relationship between Doctor and companion. It has always been, either a parent and child, a teacher and student, friends, or close to equals, whereby there's something to it. That's it. There's a dynamic there.
There
has always been that from the classic,
right,
going through the new.
We had something in the first episode where they said that Ryan and Yaz liked each other when they were kids in school, and he always talked about her. Right. I'm not talking about the companions between each other. I'm talking about a definable dynamic between the Doctor and the companions. Right.
Do you think that could be achieved if they would limit the companions? In other words, like, okay, it's easier to focus on when there's not as many. Easier to focus on when there's not.
Well, in Arachnids of the UK, the moment they got back to Earth, Graham and Ryan were like, "Peace out, see you later." But Yaz felt bad for her, like, looking at her, and she's like, "Tia, Yaz," and she went with Yaz, right? So, like, there's something that they need to establish, like this thing with Yaz and the Doctor, like, what's going on?
There's no definable relationship between the companions and the Doctor.
No, because they haven't written that. Yeah, he's right. There's nothing there. You've got Yaz, who's pretty much an end table. You've got, and that's pretty much what she is. She's just an end table.
The first season, series 11, they said she was horrible at her job.
Think about this, right? Ace and the Doctor, going back to the classics.
Doctor and like the Professor, right?
Professor and Apprentice. You even went back to that with Capaldi and Bill. It was teacher and student.
Right.
Yeah. To be honest with you, if you think about it with Eccleston and Rose and even Tennant, to be honest with you, it was like wounded soldier and nurse.
Well,
it was at the start because it was getting that guy back to being a
but still he was
functioning.
But he still
it went from that through to love interest.
Well,
with Tennant and with Donna and the Doctor, it was best mates.
Best friends, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when you got to Clara and Matt Smith, it was the mystery box. There's something to you. I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Yeah, but it was sort of going in the romance direction.
Yeah.
And then it was like the other woman, like River, the dead wife.
There isn't that sort of contact. There's not that definable.
And that's why he needs to establish that.
About the characters enough.
He needs to put that in the writing. He needs to establish that.
Yeah. It's gotten.
And none of my criticisms are levied at the actors. None of my criticisms are levied at the actors because they're doing what they're.
Exactly. I don't blame any of them.
They're doing their job, so you can't say, hey, guess what? You're a misogynist, whatever. It's a case of this stuff needs to be worked out.
Right.
Yeah.
And even with Jodie Whittaker, I said, like, she had the interview that after Series 11, she was going to binge watch Doctor Who. Because when she first got hired, Chibnall forbid her to watch any of it. She never saw it before.
Look, do you know what? Whether she did or didn't, it doesn't
She did.
matter.
No, she definitely did. And then she even said it on Jimmy Fallon. She did. But this is why you got a better reaction.
I bet Jimmy Fallon never watched Doctor Who. Yeah.
Maybe not. But you got a better reaction when there was the Master reveal that she knew who the hell the Master was because she watched all the episodes.
Yeah, but there's a difference between watching something and taking away from it. Has she taken away from it what she's watched to make her
Absolutely. I think so. Abso-friggin-lutely-tootly. I think so. She's definitely different.
Easy there, Ned. Easy there, Ned.
She's definitely different now that she's watched a lot of Doctor Who.
We've only just seen 2 episodes so far. Let's not jump the gun too quickly.
Well, I'm not jumping the gun. I'm just saying.
Ask you a question though, Phil. Though, with regards to my Doctor Companion defined relationships thing, where do you stand on that one? Because that's something that sort of like I've been thinking about the last couple of days.
Doctor relationship between her, the ones that she's with now.
Like I said, it's like the best friend, the teacher, the student, everything like that.
Yeah.
I can't.
I can't see
it yet.
I can't see it because they're still too loose and free around her to be kind of like taken. You know what I mean? Taken under a wing. It's like she just goes, "Go and do your own thing. I'll be back when I've done my bit and see how."
It's a case of it's like for want of a better description, it's like Coach Trip. If you are a fan of a reality TV series,
I know.
You know what I mean? It's all like I'm driving the bus. Get on. Yeah, here we go. Let's go somewhere else, and things might happen.
A sense of protection of them is not that strong.
I've always said she seems more like some sort of galactic counselor. It's like every 5 seconds spouting, "You can do it. You can do it."
Yeah.
And that's all she's been doing is shouting, "You can do it. You can do it," instead of stepping in and being a true member of the team at times.
And the fact that it's taking this long for her to explain who she is to them.
Yeah.
They've been with her for over a year or so, or whatever.
2 years. I mean, that's all it is.
And it's like, why would you keep that from them for so long?
At least with Tennant's, there was an explanation. He was.
Oh, he always explained everything.
Yeah. There was an explanation for it. Jodie, they haven't done it. It's just like, okay, you've gotten yourself past what happened with the Time War, so you can, if you want to tell them why it is you're this way or where you're from, you should have. But you don't care enough. But they're writing everybody as though, okay, you want to tune in? Here's an episode.
I think that's what's missing with the series is that you had the connection with the Doctor and the companion.
There is, and
the trailers. You saw the
it's a disconnect.
There is a disconnect now because even with the trailers, you saw the emotion behind it, whether it be the Pandorica, with the characers.
If you understand the relationship, then you're invested in the story.
Right. There is no, even though they say they're fam, they're not really connected like the Doctor was ever connected with the other companions.
It's fam in name, but nothing.
That's it.
But that's it. It's name only.
Right. It's like your friend on Facebook.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's it. There is no really.
I love all my friends on Facebook. Fuck you.
No, but it's real. I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's not real. Like, they should know more about.
It's superficial.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Pines and 11th Doctor. That's a family.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and again, even in the trailers, you could tell. Even when you had Capaldi and Bill Potts, or Capaldi with Clara. Or even the Paternoster gang with, Matt Smith's Doctor, Good Man Goes to War, everything.
The pilot builds up in a very jump cut, but a real great bonding between Capaldi's doctor, and Bill, because it goes through the whole process of the year and everything like that. And it does it really well, and it does it in a really quick way of doing it.
And even the finale, it was great too.
Yeah,
with the Master and Missy, and her getting shot and right in the chest.
Yeah, but even then, to be honest with you, even the scene where Missy's going to be executed and everything like that, you had a little bit of a lead in, to be honest with you, from the end of the previous one where it said, look, I've made you an army, and then it's going to the death scene and everything like that. And then you have those little bits where everything like that. There's a great interplay between that, to be honest with you, that you could forget Delgado and Beavers and all the other masters that have gone before. And you could see that there is actually an established relationship between Gomez and Capaldi. There really is. That connects them, and you can understand why they're doing what they're doing.
But you also can see that very little in End of Time at the end, where the Master is either going to shoot, the Doctor's going to shoot the Master or Rassilon, and then the Master's like, get out of the way. Because, like, you know, you help me, I'm going to help you.
No, but even then to the point is that you have this established relationship, and that you know the Master is going to forever betray you, and you've got this bit where you've got John Sim, and she stabs him in the back and said, you know, but she says there is a time where everything has to change, and this is the point where that I have to stand with him. And you completely are invested in that because you can see how that relationship and how what has happened between them two has developed to get to this point. And there isn't anything that I've seen with Chibnall's writing yet. And I'm not saying it's never going to happen, but as it stands yet, there is nothing that actually puts these people together in a way that, like, it's like cogs in a machine. It's
not like a well-oiled machine.
No, it's not even cogs in a well. It's just putting cogs together because the grooves fit in the hole. It's not. It's just getting two things and just like we're banging it together and hope it fits. It doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't fit together.
Right.
Because there isn't that thing there. So, and like I say, with a couple of people who I've spoken to over various bits and bobs and everything like that, I don't have anything towards the gender, the race, the people, the actors themselves. The writing just ain't doing it at the moment.
Not yet. But this is why you need...
Put that caveat in. Last year did not do it.
Right.
That is without a doubt true.
But listen, all you need to do is you need to establish a connectivity, a chemistry. If you put Jodie in one episode, maybe with just Graham, while Ryan and you could play off Ryan and Yaz together. Maybe they had a romance in the past. Maybe she doesn't want to give her sister's phone number to him because she loves him. You could do that with those two.
I think this week's will be a Graham light episode, but we'll just see.
Or will the cliffhanger be not with the Master, but maybe Graham's health? Because why would you throw in the first episode of the season something to do with his cancer and him talking about it? If everything was fine, why would you mention it at all? So that's got to be a factor somewhere.
Who knows?
Right.
Why throw it in? Why throw it in last year? Yeah, that's it.
Well, last year he got over it, but now you're throwing it in again. Why are you throwing it in again?
Well, he was over it when we started last year.
Right.
Let's just wait and see. Let's just wait.
Right.
Let's just wait and see. But I do think, if I'm honest, this week's episode, Orphan 55, will be a Graham light episode to put a spotlight on the other two.
And also, we heard that, was it in Bradley Walsh's profile, it is Series 13 on there?
I don't know.
Is that true?
He's a busy guy.
I know. Well, the filming is not going to happen till very, very late, so that's another thing.
I couldn't possibly comment.
Yeah. I know he's busy till at least July.
He's got a lot of projects that he does.
Yeah.
That's for sure. as to when filming will be next year,
Well, we got the special holdover.
There's been things said and everything like that, so I couldn't possibly comment one way or
Which
another.
probably will be either Christmas or New Year's of next year, whatever.
I couldn't possibly comment.
All right. Anything else? All right. That's it, guys. Thank you very much, Beefhead. Thank you, everyone.
It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Take care. Bye for now.